Hey you guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel 5D. I'm Ava, and I'm here to bring you your Healing Your Inner Child 3-deck pick-a pile. So today I'm going to bring you a spread that is going to help you heal your inner child wounds. You know, it's really important that we do this shadow work and this healing in order to move forward, in order to ascend, in order to evolve. And if you chose this tarot reading today, it's because your inner guidance is telling you that this work needs to be done. And so this pick a pile tarot spread will help you establish that. So we're going to go ahead and focus on picking one of the 3 decks here. We have pile 1 on the left hand side with the tarot cards being on the top, and I paired a oracle deck here on the bottom. So as you focus on these 3 piles or 3 decks, you'll just meditate on this for a moment. Take a deep breath and pick the pile that most resonates with you, with pile 1 being on the left hand side, pile 2 in the center, and pile 3 on the right hand side. So just take a moment to reflect, to open your heart to the possibilities of healing your inner child and healing those wounds that have held you back. These are most of the time subconscious wounds, but sometimes we're aware of them, and I hope that this tarot reading is helpful to you. You're more than welcome to watch all 3 of the spreads. I'm going to timestamp them in the description box below. If you feel that one or more of these piles resonates with you, please feel free to watch them all or to forward to the pile that you choose. We're going to go ahead and get started with pile 1, moving on to pile 2 and pile 3. I hope by now you've been able to pick a pile that most resonates with you, that reaches out to you the most, and enjoy the reading. If you pick this deck and these oracle cards along with this crystal, this is going to be for you. Feel free to watch all of the pile readings. If you feel that more than one resonates or all of them did, you're more than welcome to skip through to yours or watch all of them. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started though, I want to invite you to hit the subscribe and the notification bell, bing! That way you're notified the next time I post a video that you might be interested in. I also was getting ready to get set up here, and one of my oracle decks fell down from the top shelf. So I'm going to take that as a sign to go ahead and read that one along with every single, with all 3 spreads today. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that one. Move into the oracle cards that was paired with the deck, and then start your tarot spread. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, Spirit, messages for pile 1 on how to heal their inner child. Healing their inner child. Now, it's so important that we do this work, our shadow work. It's so important that we heal the wounds from childhood so that we can move forward, right? So if you're having a hard time getting over a relationship, if you're having a hard time just in life in general, a lot of times we find that those things that hold us back in our adult life are wounds that we have left unhealed from our childhood. So pile 1, I invite you to open your heart and to be receptive to the messages and to listen from your inner child, because they will be able to help and guide you and tell you what the pain, where the pain is, so that you can help heal them. All right, so we act as our parent that we never had, or the guidance that we didn't get, or the love that we weren't shown. I invite you to talk to your inner child and let them know that you are here to help them and you're not going to leave them, and they can depend on you. Okay? Pile 1, healing your inner child. Messages for pile 1, healing your inner child. Messages for pile 1. Too many. Let's just do one more. Okay, well, the same, I think, 2 popped up, so let's go ahead and read these. So I have in your 7th house, balance, cooperation in your partners. So I'm getting that you potentially have a trouble with balance in your relationships, your personal relationships, your love relationships, your, friendships. I feel that there is an imbalance, okay? You might be giving too much, or you might be finding that it's hard to cooperate with others, to get along with others. And even though you give and you give, you still can't understand why there's a problem with regard to cooperation or working with others. It's almost like they don't understand you, or you're finding yourself in conflict with those around you when that's not your intention. So I'm really getting, especially with your partners, okay? There's an issue with balance and cooperation. So I think this might come down to communication as well, as what I'm hearing. Something about communication. Your highest ideals, the rules of get it out to the world. And so I feel like you have dreams and you have super high ideals, but you feel like you're not living up to those dreams and ideals, and you aren't doing this because there's some sort of rules that you feel you need to live by, some sort of belief system here with regard to how things work or shouldn't work. For instance, if you feel like you wanted to be a doctor or a singer or something like that when you're growing up, and that's your deepest desire, you may feel like, oh, I'm too old for that now. I don't have time to go to school. I could never do that. I'm not smart enough to do that now, even though deep down inside that's what you have always really wanted to do, and that's what you feel your calling is. So you'll feel unfulfilled in everything that you choose to do, because you will always feel like you're an imposter, or you're pretending to be someone that you're not, because that wasn't your dream. It could be with regard to having a family or not having a family, but something about not living up to your dreams, not following your dreams. And it has to do with the rules of society, what you believe about yourself, or the rules of society. And you have something to say to the world. There's something that you need to give to the world. There's something that you need to show the world. There's a side of you that people haven't seen or know about, that you may have hidden because you're ashamed or afraid or scared. This is coming in your Sagittarius. So if you're a Sagittarius, this might resonate with you. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. I have Leo too. So if you have Leo in your chart or Sagittarius in your chart, this is about self-confidence and taking a chance on things. And something about how you are trying to learn how to create self-confidence, and you're not sure where it comes from, where the self-love comes from and how to do it, but you're really working on this. And the face that you show to the world may be one of confidence, but inside you feel like you lack self-confidence, and you're not even sure how to obtain it. And you'd rather it be genuine than it be a facade, you feel like. And something about taking a chance on life. So those chances, I feel like you are not taking risks to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, or you're afraid, or what people might think, or rules of society, or something with regard to not being able to take chances. It could be with regard to relationships, situations, but just being afraid and holding back from taking chances. And Spirit wants you to know that it's time for you to take a chance on your dreams and aspirations, and taking a chance in love, as well as getting out what you need to say or show the world about you, okay? And this is going to help you create self-confidence once you start living your truth, okay? And then resurrect, get to the heart of. So yeah, something about you're trying to rebirth, or to have a rebirth here, and to start in the beginning, right? To go back, to trace your steps back, so that you can find what you need to heal, so that you can be reborn, so you can resurrect. And you need to get to the heart of what the issue is, and that's what you're trying to do. So and you feel like this is a do or die. You feel like you have to at this point. You feel like you put it off too long, and these wounds, these things that you've left undone at this point in your life, can no longer be left undone, because you feel like you're going to fail. You feel like it's a do or die situation. Okay, so I don't know if you're trying to achieve something right now, if you're trying to save something or do something, but I feel like you feel like you have no other option but to do this work to find out what you need to heal so that you can achieve or move forward from something. Okay, so that's what we have. Messages for pile 1. Spirit, messages for pile 1 on how to heal their inner child. Messages for pile 1. Okay, so we have soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude. Okay, and that's in the reverse here. Something about not remembering to be grateful, or not remembering the abundance that you already have. I don't want to say you're not grateful, but I want to say something about how you're kind of forgetting about all the things that you have to be grateful for, and you're focused on negative aspects too much. You're focused on what you don't have instead of being whole, feeling whole and complete on what it is you do have. Okay, so Spirit wants you to remember that there's a balance, okay, here, and there's a balance between what you obtain in the material world and this rebirth, or what you need obtain in the spiritual world here. So you have a butterfly, and they've obviously already been through metamorphosis here. And so there's a balance scale between the butterfly and the stack of coins. So it's a balance between spiritual and physical here. And that's what you haven't quite figured out yet, because I have this in the reverse. Ancestors. Okay, I don't know if you're doing genealogy or tracing back, your heritage, or you might have done like a 23andMe, or just try to figure out your lineage or cultural, lineage. And you are feeling a deeper connection with that. So more than ever, you're starting to feel more aligned with who you are culturally, and your lineage and your family, and your ancestors. Okay, and that is not by mistake. It's because your ancestors are supporting you right now in this journey, and they're really pushing you and encouraging you to do this work here, because as you heal your inner child in those wounds that you heal yourself in the current time and space, you're healing generational wounds, you're healing generational curses, and you are helping your ancestral line on the other side of the veil. Okay, so you're doing this work for them, and you have a lot of help there, and they're encouraging you. And if you pay attention to synchronations and subtle signs and like coincidences, have to do with your heritage, or finding where you come from, or some cultural aspect, this is not by mistake. Okay, it's because they're there, and you may not be able to see them, but they're there, and they're supporting you as your spirit guides along the way. Okay, so historical connections and purposes, you're going to find out that, or you're finding out that there were historical, there might have been family members that you have in historical moments in time, or historical events that occurred that are meaningful to you and your culture and where you come from, and this all has a purpose, and you're intertwined in your destiny and your fate and your life plan. Okay, so I got that. And I got Archangel Phanuel. So this is the angel of hope, optimism, and new beginnings. So I really see this in the upright here. I see you as having hope and optimism and hoping for a new beginning. And this archangel is going to be really helpful when looking for the sometimes when you feel hopeless, or you feel like you need extra support with regard to having optimism and believing in your good luck and your new beginning and opportunities. They're going to be the one that you'd want to call upon, because they're going to be able to support you in this and help you maintain that sense of optimism and that belief in yourself and the new beginning that you're looking forward to. Okay? All right. So let's do your spread, pile 1. Healing pile 1's inner child. How does pile 1's current inner child currently feel? Pile 1's inner child's current feelings. Okay. What they lacked as a child. Yeah. Okay. All right, piled one. So I get that your inner child feels very excited about some sort of abundance or opportunity that you just received. You could be going back to school. You could have recently started some sort of new journey here. I have the Ace of Pentacles here. So some opportunity, you could have come into money, some sort of wealth, some sort of opportunity, career opportunity, a promotion, some rare opportunity is come your way. And if it hasn't, it's going to. And I believe that you feel this way, okay? I feel like you know this is coming for you. You believe that this will happen for you. But something in regard to material wealth here and a new opportunity and abundance. And that's how your inner child feels. Your inner child feels very abundant and feels like they have resources, okay? So that's really good. I want to clarify this card too. Clarify the Ace of Earth, Ace of Pentacles. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Lovers in reverse and the King of Fire in reverse, which is the King of Wands. I feel like you could have gone through a recent breakup with a significant other who you felt was your soulmate. They could still be your soulmate. You could have had a breakup or a divorce, or you're out of alignment in this relationship. It could also mean that you had to make a choice, okay? You had to make a choice with regard to your career, or a choice with regard to two different people. You had to make a choice between yourself and your partner. You had to make a choice whether to stay or to go. But there was a choice that was made with regard to a relationship that didn't work out. And like I said, it could be a romantic relationship or a work relationship. But I'm getting that this person might have been someone that was very inspirational to you at one time. You could have had a deep sexual connection with this person, and they could have pursued you, and they are kind of very charismatic in nature and also innovative. This could also mean that you yourself are normally an inspirational and charismatic person, or innovative, and this breakup caused you to lose a part of yourself, and you're just now regaining this back, okay? But if you are a fire sign, then I'm getting this as your block. You feel like you have a block with regard to an idea or some sort of innovative passion, and it has to do with a breakup here. And you felt this block for a while, but you do have an opportunity to change this situation right now. I feel like if this is a relationship and this person is no longer in your life, there could have been a cheater or someone who would, usually the King of Wands can be a cheater. Someone, just a connection that just didn't work out for you. And you're trying to be optimistic about it, okay? You could be trying to start this relationship over again, and that could be the opportunity that you're seeking, what you're feeling positive about. Starting over with someone. But something about a new beginning after a partnership, a relationship that didn't work out. And yeah. So, what you lacked as a child and what's affecting you is the Six of Wands in the reverse here, and the Eight of Wands in reverse here. So I feel like what you lacked as a child was you struggled with self-esteem, and it had to do with not being recognized by your parents, or a situation with school, or your peers group. Okay, something about how you didn't feel successful. I'm feeling like if you felt like this issue of not feeling recognized came from a parent, this parent could have ignored you or been an absentee parent, but it felt like no matter what you did, you were they didn't feel like you were good enough in their eyes, or that you weren't successful enough in their eyes, and you felt like you couldn't do enough. You felt like you weren't enough, and it really affected your self-esteem because you felt completely unsuccessful in this relationship with this parent. Okay, and they really made you feel like you didn't deserve recognition. Okay, it could also have been a parent that put you down, or a parent that just never congratulated you or gave you the just like attention. You know, you could have been someone who showed them a picture and they didn't care about it, or brought home good grades and they didn't care because they were too focused on their own problems, where they couldn't recognize the talents and values and the individual, like, special talents as a being that you had. And they had a really hard time recognizing this because they were drowning in their own issues, that they couldn't recognize that your need was to be recognized and heard, and it really affected your self-esteem. Okay, and I'm also getting that it could be like that they didn't communicate with you. So like I said, being ignored, or being an absentee parent, there could have been years, you could have lived with one parent and then didn't hear from the other parent, and there could have been years in between you hearing from this person. You could also not be in communication with this person now, with this parent now, because they feel like you're not successful enough, or they feel like, basically like you're not successful enough for them to acknowledge. So you could be alienated, or feeling, pretty much alienated from your family or from this parent, because they have no interest in you, and they would never, it feels like no matter what you do, like no matter how much you achieve or how much adversity that you overcome or where you've been, they don't recognize you as being successful or being good enough, no matter how hard you try. And you could feel like, I've done more and achieved more than they had in their life. Why don't they ever recognize me? Why don't they ever at least tell me that I've done a good job, or they're proud of me, or recognize me for my talents, or just as a human being, as my own individual human being with my own ideas and unique wants and perspectives, and I'm a different person, and that should be a good thing, and I'm a good person despite not having to be, because of what I've been through. But they don't even communicate that with me. So that is what I'm getting. What you lacked as a child was that good job, kind of feeling. Something that left your inner child scarred was an ending, some sort of lack of freedom. Okay, so you could have had a lack of freedom as a child. You could have been sheltered, very much so. There could have also been a divorce in your family, or some sort of transformation or an ending, with regard to being a child, and with your parent, or so there was some sort of falling out. Now, I feel like if you were from a broken home, you were faced with two choices of where you're gonna go. So you were forced to make a choice that you didn't want to make. I'm getting this in the release card in the reverse here, and then the Two of Wands in the reverse. So something about not being able to release feelings or release people, because you have a sense of abandonment. Okay, so something about feeling abandoned, feeling left behind, or feeling, you don't have to necessarily be abandoned, but at least emotionally abandoned, because your parents can emotionally abandon you as a child and not just physically abandon you. But you could have been abandoned also by an absentee parent. And this really, really, really left you scarred. Because you've always felt trapped by feelings of not being able to release, and you could have attachment issues. You could be codependent or have an avoidant attachment style because you have a deep-rooted sense or feeling of abandonment. Okay, so breakups could be really hard for you, endings can be really hard for you, and personal transformations are a real struggle for you because you are held captive by your thoughts of lack of inadequacy and feelings of low self-esteem. How it's affecting you now is, I feel like in your life now with the world in the upright, you could be an overachiever. You could also have trouble accepting when a cycle has ended, like with regard to a relationship. You could have a trouble with accepting when something is completed, and having problems with letting people go that need to leave your life. Basically like abandonment issues. So letting people go, accepting when something has ended, and also constantly feeling like you need to be an overachiever or continue to aspire for greater and greater, trying to prove yourself constantly. Okay, and it also has affected your emotions and your relationships and your intuition. So you could be void of emotion here, and I see that in the World and the Ace of Cups. So with that being said, you could have a problem with committing to a relationship, showing your emotions. You could have a problem with starting relationships in general or love in general. It could be something that you completely avoid, or if you do try a relationship, it's something that just doesn't work out and you withdraw. You just completely withdraw and shell and clam up, and also cuts you off from your intuition. So when you should know not to do this, you don't, and you don't know why, or you feel cut off from your intuition, your inner guidance. So I feel like a lot of void of emotion here, a lot of void of wanting to commit and starting relationships with people, and also completing the cycles. I feel like you are a high achiever though, and you do really well and you are successful, but it's hard for you to acknowledge this to yourself. So it almost feels like it's never enough. Okay. And then something that you can do to heal your inner child is be aware of consequences and actions. Okay. So, and that's going to be the Seven of Swords. So being aware of how your actions have consequences is going to help you. If you choose to run away from situations, or you choose to be void of emotion, or not invest in relationships because you're afraid of being abandoned, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to be abandoned. If you are afraid to commit to people or relationships, you're going to find yourself idolizing people who hurt you, and devaluing the people that truly love you, and not realizing that you're doing this and shutting your opportunity at true love, shutting away opportunities because you're cut off from your emotions, your inner being, and you are pushing people away that can help you and provide support and help you heal your inner child and help you succeed and love you and give you the attention and recognition that you deserve, and that will help your self-esteem. But so you need to be aware of how your actions have consequences, and aware of you're alienating yourself here. Okay, because there are people I see that want to love you, that want to be around you, and you're too afraid, and you're too afraid to be hurt, that you don't want to come out of this shell sometimes, and you can't see that there are people who want to be in your life and who love you, and that's hard for you to accept, because you're so bound and paralyzed in this thought, like trapped thoughts. Okay. And how you will support your inner child, or how to support your inner child, is the Four of Earth here. So I feel like you might have materialism issues, or you could be super guarded and selfish, and not selfish, but you could be super guarded and afraid to open yourself up. You could also be really protective of yourself, and that's how you support your inner child. Yes, by being protective of yourself, but making sure that it doesn't go to the point of frugal, of control, where you're just trying to control a situation, or you're being too frugal or overly extravagant with regard to money, relationships. It's you're going to need to support your inner child by maintaining a balance here. And also, I have the Knight of Pentacles here. So being responsible and supportive and organized in your feelings, and just being responsible and holding yourself accountable for not only your actions, your deeds, and your words, but being conscientious of your wounds and of the areas that need to be healed, and recognizing where you need to change, and actually doing the work to change those things, because you realize that the patterns of behavior that you have are not healthy. And being willing to invest in situations and invest in others and believe in others, you'll find that they will reciprocate and be able to give the same to you. And that's going to help you heal your inner child. All right, Pile 1, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, hit the like, share, comment, and subscribe. Notification bell, ping, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, if you picked Pile 2, the deck in the center, this is going to be for you, this reading. So we have Pile 2 here, if you chose this one. And I paired it with this oracle deck here. And I have this crystal here. So if this is what you chose, your reading, Pile 2, is coming up next. I do want to invite you to hit that share, like, and subscribe, as well as the notification bell, bing! That way you're notified the next time I post a video that you might be interested in. This is going to be for Pile 2, how you're going to heal your inner child, or the healing that your inner child needs to do. It's really important that we do the shadow work. So let's go ahead and get started on this. When I got started with setting this up, though, I wanted to let you guys know that a oracle deck fell down from the top of my little shelf here. So I'm going to take that as a sign from Spirit to read these as well in every spread. So let's go ahead and start with that one. All right, messages for Pile 2. Pile 2. Messages for Pile 2. We'll start with this oracle deck, move into the oracle deck that I paired with the tarot deck, and then do your spread with the tarot last. Messages for... Okay. I'm just going to take this one because I didn't mean to. This is balance, cooperation, and your partners. Something about maintaining balance and cooperating with others, and specifically your 7th house energy, so love, some sort of balance in love. Okay. Messages for Pile 2. Messages for Pile 2. So many. Okay, so we got with the trust of a child, fun, romance, and making art, and do it dramatically. I'm getting that you are a really artistic person, okay? You could be very dramatic. You could be an actor, singer, draw a illustrator, or a painter. Something about how you're very dramatic. You could be just an outgoing, dramatic type of person, just someone that says that you're just, you're just a character. And something about how you trust, you're overly trusting of people, okay? You have the trust of a child, and you know that you shouldn't trust people sometimes, or you find yourself in situations that are seemingly sketch, and you're like, probably shouldn't trust this person, and you get the feeling, and you still do, and then you get burned, and then you don't know why. Because you have the trust of a child. You're still open and childlike in that way with trust, because you have a desire or yearning to connect with people, and you want to see the good in others. And I feel like when you're happy, you can be the life of the party. You're really fun. You love romance, and I'm getting this about you, okay? Something about you're trying to learn about the laws of the universe. You're working on understanding philosophy, and you're trying to understand the world around you, and because you realize that you come from something greater and you're trying to find the answers within. So you're trying to do this, like, this work inside. And you're so dramatic, and you're just like a character. You're doing it like in a big way. You're just like somebody that goes out, like all out. You know, you're not going to just like, you're going to go all in, and you're going to do it, and you're going to be like completely serious about it, and you're going to jump right into this soul exploration. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now. Like, you just dove right in, and you're like submerging yourself and trying to become more spiritually aware and more spiritually conscious, and trying to be elevate your consciousness. And you're doing it like every day, all the time. I feel like you're meditating, you're doing it, you're in it. I'm getting this ninth house energy, fifth house energy, seventh house energy. Also, you could be a Libra or an Aries, or have a Libra or Aries in your chart, but something about how you're trying to find the beauty in a relationship. You're trying to find beauty with relationships with people. You could be somebody that loves beauty, but you're really trying to find like the meaning and purpose of like relationships, like what, like the beauty in all of it. Sharing a partnership with somebody, and you could be single, or you're like, I want this, I want a relationship because I want a partner to share life with and have memories with and explore things with, and I want to have a beautiful life with someone. Or you could be in a relationship where you're trying to recognize these aspects of it, okay? And you want to do it with a partner. You want to do this life. You want to do life with somebody. You don't want to do it alone, because you feel like there's so much beauty in sharing moments with someone. And then also I'm getting your willpower and what you think you know about, and doing it your own way. So something about how sometimes you think you know everything, and you're like so dead set when you get an idea, or you think you know something, that you are unable to be like, there's no wavering in that. And sometimes you think you know things about like you think you know everything, but you try to do it your own way, and that's how you learn. And that helps your willpower, and your motivation is discovering who you are. And it might be a hard, bumpy road, but you're willing to go through that so that you can learn from your mistakes. Okay. Tarot messages for pile 2. Messages for pile 2, Spirit. Alright, pile 2. So I have transmuting pain, reconciliation, and a bold step forward. So I feel like you had some sort of painful situation, either in your relationships, or your last relationship, or in your childhood. Something about, you are really good at transmuting the pain. You're really good at hiding the pain. You're really good at finding joy and happiness in life and love. And it's not because you were exposed to like love and candies and Care Bears your whole life. It's because you have so much pain from your childhood, or so much pain from experiences that you've had, that you're able to somehow transmute this into like pure joy and light. And something about you being an earth angel, or something about you transmuting this pain and doing it for others as well. I'm seeing that in Fool's Embrace here in the upright. And it also leads you to like you feel like stupid mistakes with people, like when you should know better, or giving people opportunities, or having hope or optimism that people are going to change and do better. And it's because you believe that they can change, because you're so good at being able to transmute pain, and you see the pain in others, and you want to help them, and you want to help them transmute the pain, and you're really good at this. So sometimes you even forget about like things that people have done to you, or past traumas, because you've transmuted it so well that you are extremely resilient considering what you've been through. You could be seeing 222 and 555, or 22 and 55. The farther gate, bold step forward, and a reconciliation. So something about how you're trying to reconcile some sort of situation. You could be really good at forgiving people and moving forward, but something about you wanting a reconciliation and to move forward with somebody, okay? So I don't know what this relationship is or who they are to you, but that is what I'm getting for you. Let's pull the spread for you. So so pile 2. How does pile 2's inner child feel? Okay, so your inner child currently feels like something about how they don't want the end of a cycle, or they're not wanting to recognize that some sort of cycle has completed, something has ended, and that they're having a hard time. You're having a hard time recognizing a cycle, something. Let's inner child. How does your inner clarify the world in reverse? Okay. Something about not wanting to recognize the cycle, this like a karmic cycle that you went through, okay? I feel like you are the King of Cups here, right? And you're looking for restitution and for something that somebody did, okay? And I also have, so the world in reverse is clarified by the King of Cups in the upright, by the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the King of Wands in the upright. So I feel like you are closing a cycle from a situation with somebody who may be very cold, a maternal energy, somebody who's just very cold who may have cut you off. This could be a mother, sister, family member, a wife. Okay, I'm getting like a middle to older woman here, or maternal energy here. Just somebody who is very ruthless, completely might have cut off a connection here with you, and you're having a hard time accepting that this cycle has ended, and you're still wanting love and affection from this person, but you're not necessarily wearing your heart on your sleeve, even though deep down inside you feel very like hurt about this, okay? And you keep maybe trying to approach this person for love, or wanting them to change or be different, but this is a very cold person. And then the King of Wands here. So this could be another energy too. So this could also be, let's see, King of Wands and the King of Cups here. Yeah, just something about you wanting to seek an opportunity. I feel like you may be juggling your feelings for somebody who's not like emotionally giving to you, and you're continually trying to pursue this person or pursue a passion of some sort. with somebody who's just very cold, and you keep trying to pursue this something with this person or with this energy, and you're like continually giving to them, even though they're not giving to you in any kind of way. They're very cold. That's what I'm getting here. And I feel like this is you. Okay, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting that you have struggle with balance of emotions here. I feel like in one way you can be very cold, and other ways you can be very open and loving, and you flip between that and also wanting to pursue your passions. So sometimes you want, love and affection from someone. Sometimes you can be very, very cold, and other times you can just be very selfish and want to just do your own thing and follow your own passion. But it's constantly changing for you, and you have a hard time balancing out all these emotions or personalities that you might like embody and embrace, and making up your mind as to what you want. Somebody might find you as being like hot and cold. Like, you're very hot and cold a lot of times. So it's hard for people to know who they're dealing with, or for you to even know what you want, because it changes so often. Okay, I'm getting how you feel. Okay, aside from if it's a mother or a girlfriend or someone that you're giving your energy to, it could be you. What you learned as a child is you actually learned a lot of really good, I want to say, maternal qualities. You learned about how to be to create a home of warmth, how to take care of yourself, how to just have you're a very nurturing person. Okay, that's what you learned, because you lacked that as a child. So what you lacked was a maternal figure who was nurturing, kind, caring, and loving, and stable. You could have come from a home where your mother was not emotionally available, didn't invest in you, wasn't nurturing, and potentially maybe didn't have very much money, or wasn't like somebody who could provide stability, or like who wasn't very abundant. Okay, they struggled financially, and that's what you lacked as a child, is this figure that you always wanted. So I feel like you became this person, or you learned how to embody these things that you wanted out of your mother or out of a maternal figure. Okay, something that left you scarred was a star here in the right. So what left you scarred was, even though this person was like this, you still idolized this person, and you still viewed them as being, you idolized them and you believed in them, and that left you scarred because you weren't your feelings of idolizing them and having hope for them, or having hope that they're going to recognize you, or having hope that they're going to be maternal or loving towards you. It scarred you because now you constantly are out of whack with regard to this, and like when to let situations go or let people go. You're still constantly giving to situations where people aren't giving back, and that's how it left you scarred. How it's affecting you now is Three of Wands in the reverse. So you leave yourself wide open to people that are going to hurt you. You can't make a decision. You're always looking towards the past, and you have a hard time with like partnerships with people, and you're not sure why. Like, working partnerships could be like at work or just in groups of people. You have a hard time connecting or working with people to solve problems. You also could have like mental struggles like depression or anxiety, and also you are prone to sorrow and illness. Okay, so that's how what this does affect how what happened affects you in your current life now. What you can do now is the Six of Pentacles in the upright. So have divine grace and be understanding towards yourself, loving towards yourself, and to see the whole situation fully and having grace, divine grace about it, okay? Because the divine does have grace on you and your situation, does know what you went through. And so I feel like with the Six of Pentacles, you need to learn balance and how to give and take, not be giving everything and getting nothing back. Okay. Also, something you need to do to heal is to work on with your rage and also the feeling of guilt. So anger problems or feeling of guilt are something that you need to work on to heal your inner child. And how you can support your inner child is the Ten of Swords here. So recognizing, just having a revelation and recognizing that this painful situation that happened to you as a child's over. And it ended and it was painful, but it's over. And you don't have to keep reliving this situation. You don't have to keep giving to people who aren't giving back to you. You don't have to continue to chase love. You don't have to, this person isn't hurting you anymore. And so you don't have to continue to prove yourself or continue to follow after them, looking for love and acceptance and wanting them to be nurturing and wanting them to, you know, recognize you or wanting them to be different, okay? Because it's not going to happen. I hate to say it that way, but it's just it's not, and you know that. So what's going to help you support yourself is realizing that you may not get this from this person, and you may not get this love and acceptance and from other people either, but you can give it to yourself. You can be this loving, nurturing person that you are to other people, that you look for to get it from other people. You can give it to yourself, because that's the first person that you should be giving it to. So I encourage you to talk to your inner child, to meditate with your self, and to go back to your inner child and let them know that you're there for them, that you love them, that you're not going to leave them, that you're going to support them, and that you will accept them no matter what. And they don't have to be afraid anymore, okay? They don't have to be worried that the people don't love them, because they are loved and they're worthy of love. Okay? All right, pile two. I hope this message resonated with you. I love you. I hope that you, oh my gosh, I feel like this is a light about you. I just feel so happy when I think about you. And I feel like you have so much love and so much good to offer the world. And I am sending my love and energy to you. And mwah, I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please hit the share, like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Beep. I look forward to reading for you in the future, and I hope you will subscribe and be part of my collective. I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, pile three. If you pick this deck and these oracle cards, then this reading is for you. Feel free to to rewind back to watch the other readings if you felt like the other decks resonated with you as well. Please do so. I'm going to timestamp this, so this is going to be your reading. We are going to start with oracle cards, but before we do, a deck that I have, like I told the other piles, fell from the top of my shelf, so I'm going to add this one to the reading, and then we're going to start with these oracle cards and then move into your spread. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, pile three, messages for pile three on how to heal their inner child. Messages for pile three. Messages for pile three. Okay, pile three. So you could have Aries in your chart, Cancer, or Gemini. Okay. So something about your willpower, what you think you know about things, and preferring to do it your own way. So I feel like you're very headstrong, and when you get an idea in your head about something and you decide that that's the way it is and that's gospel, then that's gospel to you, and there's no talking you out of it. And you might be prone to thinking you know more than you do, or pretending that you know more than you do, and prefer to do things your own way. And like, I see you putting together like some furniture from IKEA and throwing away the instructions because you're like, I'm going to put it together either way. It's going to go together, so I don't need the instructions, and I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. So I'm going to do it my way. And sometimes it makes it harder for you to finish things or to accomplish things because you don't want to listen. So I'm getting that for you. Sorry. Cancer too. So something about you have a deep intuition to protect others. You're very protective over others, especially their feelings. And this comes from the past. Something about the need to protect people because of something that happened in your past, resulting from, history, past history. And information to explain, communications about, resulting from fluctuations of. So I feel like you feel the need to explain yourself and over communicate how you feel, but it could change. Okay, so I feel like something about how your communication fluctuates and you feel like you need to explain yourself, or you look for information to explain how you feel or explain some sort of reason why your feelings or communication fluctuates. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Let's go ahead and get oracle cards. Messages for pile 3. Messages for pile 3. Okay, pile 3, I have self-interest here in the upright, isolation in the upright, and routine in the reverse. I feel like something about you started isolating yourself to protect yourself became a energy of someone looking out for their own self-interest. I feel like it came out with you being isolated for so long that you've adapted selfishness in a way. I feel like you don't realize this, but I feel like something about selfishness, and it has to be it comes from being isolated. So I don't know if you were isolated as a child or you're an only child, but because of this, people see you as somebody who just looks after their own best interest. And it's because you're used to being alone. It's not because you're selfish, it's because you're used to being alone. But the way people see it is that you just only care about yourself sometimes. And then something about your routine, like not having a routine or your routine being messed up, or I feel you as going against the grain or going against like what other people are doing. Like what you see is routine, like what everyone else is doing is not something that you want to be a part of. That's what I'm getting. Let's pull your spread. How does pile 3's inner child currently feel? Okay, so I'm getting that your current feelings, your inner child, okay? It's a good idea to check in with them, to visit them in meditation. You're going to find out if you ask them questions, they're going to tell you, okay? And your inner child currently feels like the King of Wands here. They're set out to obtain their dreams, okay? And they feel very motivated towards this. I feel like your inner child's like sees themselves as like wanting to be a superhero when they grow up, and this has made you kind of be detached from the world and separated from people here. And you feel responsible for others in a way. You feel like you're always on the outside looking in. And I feel like your inner child is wanting to be this superhero, be somebody who's dependable, somebody who's goal-oriented and achieves things. So I feel like you could be like an overachiever or somebody who's dependable when it comes to achieving goals. You could be really good at your job or just really good at achieving your goals and focused on those, or very goal-oriented kind of person. Like you see things as being like, you know, very regimented. You could be very regimented. Clarify the King of Wands. I feel though like your inner child feels like you could be doing too much though. Like I feel like you could be looming burnout. I'm getting that in the Four of Swords. Also like not being, something about not being wanting to rest. Like you could not have wanted to go to sleep when you're a child or sleep at night. Like you're constantly going and working and you could get burnt out. And then also the Magician in the reverse, like even though you're goal oriented, you still feel like you're not manifesting what you should be wanted to. So you could just be like so focused on accomplishing whatever this major goal is that you are actually manifesting punishment in a way, and like you're not achieving what it is that you're trying to achieve. You're not getting there and you're not sure why. Okay. That's how your inner child feels. It's like they're constantly trying to dream, but their dreams aren't happening. Like, why isn't it happening? And they're feeling really upset and frustrated about this. This has to do with a lack of feeling protected. Okay, I'm getting this in the Four of Coins. I feel like you, as a child, may have lacked, like you felt like you were unprotected. You felt like you wanted to hold on to things. You had trouble with letting things go, or giving things away, or just letting go of things. What you lacked as a child is, you could have also been given too much. But I'm really feeling like even if you were given too much or given a lot, you never felt like really protected. Clarify the Four of Coins. Knight of Swords here, and recovering stability. Something about how your stability was taken from you. Something about how you didn't have a stable environment, or how your stability was taken from you, and you had to recover somehow. Something about how you had to do things on your own, how you had to recover from something on your own with regard to some sort of I feel like some truth happened, or some sort of truth was or a message, or some sort of truth or communication came at you quite suddenly, and it could have put you and your family in some sort of misfortune, or it could have rocked your stability, some sort of information that you were given. And as a result of this, you hold tight onto things. So you could have had a family that came into hard times and had some serious misfortune, and because of this you could be overly frugal or overly extravagant with regard to money and things. You might be holding on to money because you didn't have any growing up, and you saw your family have to struggle, and how they had a hard time recovering from the struggle, or recovering their stability that was taken from them with regard to some sort of truth that happened, or message that happened, communication, or some Knight of Swords here. And I feel like because of that, you're not going to allow this to happen to you. You told yourself then, I'm never going to I'm never going to be poor. I'm never going to allow this to happen to me. I'm never going to allow my stability to be rocked this way. I'm never going to struggle like this. And you are an unstoppable force because of this, because you know what it's like to struggle and how you saw your family struggle and you could and have not be able to recover their stability. So you could be very selfish in some aspects. Yeah. And you could be, like I said, overly frugal or overly extravagant, but I'm feeling like you're more like not wanting to share. Something that left you scarred was being lost in the past here with the Six of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so having to walk away, something about being lost in the past. Something that left you scarred was that maybe the people around you were so focused on what they didn't have. Instead of seeing what they did have, they could be focused on the loss of monetary things, the loss of their stability, instead of realizing what they had was each other. And so that left you scarred because you still think in that way. You feel lost in the past. Clarify the Six of Cups. I have the Ace of Swords here, clarifying the Six of Cups. One more, please. Six of Swords. So I feel like you had to leave your home or some situation here with a parent. And you needed change, and they kind of put a lot of burden on you, or exposed you to a lot of problems that you felt very burdened with. Okay, you might have had to leave schools or move a lot or something like that. And I feel like you're just recognizing that you're still lost in the past with regard to this. Like you're always the new kid, or always feeling like you need to move, or always feeling like you need change. And then also feeling like you haven't achieved what you wanted, or you're never achieving enough. And how it's affecting you now is the Six of Wands in the reverse. So you feel like, so fall from grace. You could be not able to, like I said, to achieve what you're trying to achieve, or feeling unsuccessful. I feel like there's some sort of dream or some high goal, aspiration or goal that you have, and you haven't been able to achieve it yet, and so you don't feel successful, and you feel like this is a fall from grace because you've been selfish, I think, at times without knowing it, because you were just looking at the world from a perspective of a child who had to be an adult at an early age, and had to support adults and counsel adults and know and be worried about adult things when they were just a child. So I feel like you could have had a fall from grace. I feel like you have had that, and that affects you now. Clarify the Six of Wands in the reverse. You got the Eight of Coins in the upright. So I feel like you're acquiring expertise. You're trying to work on building yourself. You're constantly working, constantly. Clarify the Six of Wands. You're more focused on work, and you're not emotionally available. And I feel like you, if you had someone come towards you, okay, either you're not emotionally available, or the people that you attract aren't emotionally available. But I really feel like you're not focused on love, and if someone did come towards you and offer love, you wouldn't be. I feel like you're the one who's not interested in love, or interested in starting an opportunity, a relationship with somebody. You're not open with your emotions or feelings, and it's like you have a block. And so if you love someone, you can't openly tell them, or you're just kind of just shut off, because you're so focused on acquiring these goals, or acquiring expertise, or working, you're constantly working on. I feel like you're just working all the time. But you feel like you've had a fall from grace, because although you're working all the time, you're not achieving this goal that you're trying so hard to achieve. I just don't know what that goal is. Something about how you keep trying to succeed and win, and it's not happening. This is super frustrating, and you've cut off everything. You're willing to give up everything to achieve this. And even relationships, love, and connections. Something that you can do to heal is realize that your goals are extremely disconnected from your true desires. The Page of Coins in the reverse. You need to recognize that your goals are completely disconnected from reality, from others. This person is by themselves, and they're sad. And so even when you do achieve these goals, are you going to be happy? Because what is it that you really desire? Like, your goals are disconnected from others, from society, and you're going to continue to feel disconnected. So working on that is going to be able to help you clarify the Page of Coins. Something about a fearful yearning too. I have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Something about being fearful or yearning something and fearful that you're not going to be able to achieve it. Not fear of not achieving your passions. Like, you're scared of something, of not being able to obtain something that you really want. Getting over this is going to be helpful to you. And also, I feel like Ten of Swords. Yeah, you're afraid that you're not going to achieve it, and you're just going to be. There's a lot of deep anguish here. How you can support your inner child is the Wheel of Fortune, is unforeseen challenge, like realizing that you are in a cycle, that your luck is going to turn around, okay? But there are going to be unforeseen challenges to get through this. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I got the Hermit in the upright, but it came out sideways. So realizing that you're isolating yourself too much and coming out of this is going to be helpful. Or doing the soul searching, which I feel like you're trying to do. Soul searching. Finding the answers within, like what you truly want. Healing from these wounds to free yourself from the fear that you have. And something about the Four of Cups, so being arrogant and wasteful, arrogant wastefulness, okay? So you're going to support your inner child by being less, like, arrogant wastefulness. I feel like you're wasteful when it comes to love and emotions. Like, you feel like it has no value when it does, and that comes across as being very arrogant. And that's probably why you're having unforeseen challenges, because you're going to realize that you're in a world with people, and you need people. People need each other, and you're part of a collective, okay? You need to do the soul searching, find your emotions and why they're being hidden, and why you're afraid to share them with people. Heal the traumas that you have as a child so that you can open up your heart chakra, get past any selfishness or feelings of needing to protect yourself, so that you can open your heart up, because I feel like that's what you really want. All right, Pile 3, I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, please hit the share, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, bing, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.